Greetings, I'm Elle Grinnell, and welcome to the All Things Happy and Healthy vlog. Recently, I had the opportunity to speak on imposter syndrome on a super cool stage at an event called Pride. And I realized that this is a message that I would love to share with you all today because pretty much almost everybody at some point in time has bought into their BS, their bad stories, and has suffered from imposter syndrome. And sometimes it can be very debilitating and put your life in stagnation and purgatory. And imposter syndrome is something that, number one, it's created in your head, and you're the orchestrator of the whole thing. So let's crush imposter syndrome, shall we? I'm going to give you 3 annihilation tips at the end. But first, let me give you just a little bit more information. So if you have ever said something like, oh, if they find out I don't have the right education or certification, then they won't hire me, or why even try because I don't have the right certification, or whatever around the mental aspect that you're thinking. Or something like, oh, if they find out that I don't know anybody wealthy, or I don't have a huge list and a following to market to, they're not going to want to joint venture with me. Oh my gosh, the list just goes on and on and on about if they find out this, right? If they find out this skeleton in my closet, they'll think I'm a fraud. So anytime you're worried about what other people are thinking about you, the first thing that you need to do, and this isn't a tip, this is just the flat out truth. The first thing to do is to just say, stop it. Or as I've said before, how Caesar the dog whisperer will go, shh. So you're going to shush those thoughts in your head before they start to really settle in and you begin to feel them emotionally. Okay, so number one is remember that imposter syndrome is created in your head and that you have all the control over it, not the other way around. Okay. And secondly, if you think about it, every human being has had some struggle or strife or obstacles that they've overcome. And those things that looked like tethers in the past were actually there to help create more strength for us, right, in our character as we overcome them and grow. Okay, the tips. This is my favorite part because it's my hope that you don't just watch these vlogs. Sure, I'd love to have tons of views, but what matters more is if I had less views, but people are using the tips and affecting change and sharing these tips with people that they know could also benefit. Okay, if you feel you're suffering from imposter syndrome, meaning you feel unqualified or less than or worried about what other people are thinking about you, the first thing to do is breathe. Huh? Are you surprised that I'm offering that as a tip? Okay, but you know what? Today, let me give you one specific technique for it, okay? Because we do breathe all the time, but it's quality breath, right? We want to get away from survival breath and into thrive breath. So if you can, close your lips. If not, they can stay open a little bit and breathe just through your nose in deeply, filling, and then exhale deeper, longer, and slower than you normally would. And then when you think there's nothing left to give, push out just a little bit more and then relax. Okay, so 2 more times in through the nose. Exhale deep, long, and slow. And at the end, give it that, and then just relax. And then on this next one, notice how the breath is cool coming in and warm going out. So in through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and push and relax. And then allow yourself to physically be relaxed in the jaw and the shoulders and all the way down through the hips. So 3 rounds of this breath will do the trick. For some of you, you may need to do as many as 10. Doesn't matter, don't count them. Just do it until you feel that sense of awe. Because when you have enough oxygen in your body and your brain, your thoughts can be clearer and closer to your truth. Okay, number 2, if you're feeling imposter syndrome, ask your brain these questions. And I'm giving you 2 questions because I couldn't decide which one. So you're getting both. First thing is, what's the truth? Okay, so say, for example, if you say, if they find out that I don't know any wealthy people to refer, recommend, or bring along, they won't want to partner with me. What's the truth? Okay, now your mind's probably going to go, well, that is the truth. So you're going to have to dig a little bit deeper in meaning that what's the truth? Well, the truth is that that's only one aspect of everything that they're looking for in a partnership. So stop focusing on that one little thing where you may be a little less than perfect and polish up those aspects of what you're bringing to the table that are brilliant, and will make everybody want to be a partner with you. Okay, so focus on the brilliance by asking, what's the truth? And sometimes what you're thinking is just ridiculous. And so when you say that, well, what's the truth? Your brain will actually tell you what the truth is. And then tell it, thanks for sharing. I appreciate and love you. Second question, if you're feeling imposter syndrome, and you say, well, they're all going to laugh at me if they know that I blah, 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 or they won't hire me, or they'll fire me if they find out about the skeleton in the closet. So if it's something about people's opinions, then you're going to say, according to whom specifically? So if you say, well, they're all going to laugh at me if they find out this, then you're going to say, according to whom? Who are these they? And it's like, oh, well, the people that are managing the project. Okay, anybody specifically in there? Well, yeah, the gal who's doing the hiring. Okay, so when you say who specifically, you can get to that. And now you can go back to the breath, and you can imagine having a nice conversation with this person because they are not opposed to you. You're the only one who's opposed to you. So stop it. Okay, and then number 3 is start a brag file if you don't already have one. Go back through old photos, awards, thank you cards, anything you might have. And if you don't haven't been saving it, don't worry about it. Start it now. And keep that for if you're ever feeling less than perfect. Go to your brag file and read some of that stuff. And just remember how super amazing you are. Something that I just learned that's super cute. Cool, super cool. If you're on a Zoom and people are commenting in the chat saying, thank you, glorious informational, life-changing stuff. I appreciate you were here today. Screenshot that and put that in your brag file so that it's just one more thing you can go back and, wow, look when I was doing this event, the amazing things people had to say about me, because that's your truth. When people are uplifting you because you're bringing your gift and talents to the table, that's brag worthy, right? As well as awards, accomplished achievements. Those are all good too, especially thank you notes. If you've never received a thank you note in the past year or so, it's probably because you've never written one. So write a few. It will uplift you. It will help annihilate imposter syndrome, clear your BS, and help you be able to get out there more. We need you out there sharing your gifts and talents with the world. People are waiting. Lives can be saved, but not if you're sitting in the dark, feeling sorry for yourself, believing in your imposter syndrome and your BS. So quick review, the breath through the nose, out through the mouth, extra push. The questions, what's the truth and according to whom? And then start that brag file. So I wish you well on this. I'm excited, especially for your brag file. So you can put anything in the chat, any brag you'd like. I think that would be super cool and a fun way to get that started. Most importantly, if you don't already subscribe, please subscribe and share this message with anybody that you feel needs a little boost of confidence right now. Okay, so until next week, aloha, namaste, and pomaka'i from Il.